Hello all, Bryce from Paleozoic Comics here. Today I thought I'd share some recent comics I bought. These are from online auctions. It was 5 lots of 50 each from the same site, and I'll just show you a sampling of those, not all 250 of them. For starters, we have Incredible Hulk number 355. If you've watched either of my other videos, you know this is a title I have more than a passing interest in. So this is a newsstand copy. I might swap that out with the one from the personal collection. This one is Hulk 356. And also 359. And 376. That's the issue when the two Hulk personae battle it out. And in the following issue, they kind of become unified in one persona, the Professor Hulk, as it becomes known. There was also one other issue that I sold already, the issue 354, so that was kind of nice. Also, we have a few of the Transformers issues here. This is a title that's just after my time. This Transformers became big when I was probably an adolescent, so I don't think I was their target audience at the time. Sold one of those as well. And here's another one. Interestingly, all of the comics from these lots, well, virtually all, were in 1989. Probably within the start of that year to about the end of the year. So pretty narrow window. There was maybe a handful that were just after or just before, but either they were comics that came out around the time this individual was collecting, or it might have been a warehouse find, because all of these were unbagged and boarded, and they all were in pretty high grade. Also, we got Wolverine number 11 from his first ongoing series. Unfortunately, no number 8, and I think that was the only one from the Wolverine title there. We also got an issue from the parody series What The? To all you kids, before the ubiquity of WTF, there was just What The, fill in the blank. Also got a couple, numbers 2 and 3 from the second volume of What If. One Captain America and one Daredevil issue. And we also have a couple issues of Thor in the early 400s there. Also, G.I. Joe number 86. I think I had 2 of this particular issue, and the rest of the G.I. Joe issues, I think there was 5 or 6 of them, I was able to sell in a lot already, so that was nice. And just a couple ASM issues, an early McFarlane here with Paladin. And also ASM number 289. Unfortunately, only 2 from that title, because ASM is probably one of the more sought-after run-filler titles. I forget the story behind this one. I believe it was one of the individuals posing as the Hobgoblin was captured in this issue. Also got a few Action Comics here. I got to plead ignorance on DC, as I'm mostly a Marvel guy. I did not know this one was the first appearance of Maxima, so a bit of a minor key, and also an excellent George Perez cover there. Action Comics 642. Not much of a key, but just a really nice homage to Superman 1 and another great George Perez cover. And this one, I believe, is a Ross Andru cover with interior art by Gene Colan, so a couple of Bronze Age staples. That was around the time when Action Comics was weekly, so I had a lot of those coming out. We also have a Action Comics Annual 2. Another Perez and Breeding cover there. And Action Comics with a Demon cover drawn by Jack King Kirby himself. I believe a character he co-created, so that was a nice one. Also got a few issues of the Sensational She-Hulk. I didn't have many of these at the time they came out, so I was unaware of the fact that the She-Hulk was the first fourth wall breaker comic before Deadpool, particularly on the John Byrne run of the second volume, The Sensational She-Hulk. Here's one with Spider-Man. And in the second issue, I got to kind of appreciate this one. Another example of the fourth wall breaking, where she's laughing about some of the silly foes that her cousin, the Incredible Hulk, faced in his second issue. Here we are in her second issue, and likewise she is being pursued by the Toadmen, who terrorized the Hulk in Incredible Hulk #2. And just a handful of these I had 2 copies of, and this comic is one of them. Very nice. You also have West Coast Avengers, featuring the first appearance of the Great Lake Avengers. And issue 46. Nice John Byrne cover. Also, Punisher War Journal #15. The first meeting between Wolverine and Punisher. So another nice minor key there. There were just a few Captain America issues from this era, and fortunately, it also included this one, Captain America 354, when John Walker becomes U.S. agent. There were a couple of minuscule tears at the top edge of this one, so probably down to about an 8 or so, but still a great one to have. And despite being not bagged and boarded, most all of these comics tend to be in high grade. And luckily also had this one here, West Coast Avengers #45, the first White Vision. I really like this cover, and also, of course, the cover that it swiped from, the Avengers, I believe it's 55, that has the first appearance of the Vision. And amongst a few X-Men included in these lots, I had X-Men 244, the first appearance of Jubilee. That was one I needed for my collection. And fortunately, there was also a second one of that. Okay, so that's just about 4 or 5% of the total comics, but I think I pretty much covered the most significant issues from that lot. So how did I do? That was 5 lots of 50 comics each. I think each one was $20 for each lot of 50 comics. So $100 total plus shipping. I think it came out to be about just under 70 cents per issue. So I thought I did okay. I mean, no one issue that's going to make my money back, but I've sold a few on eBay already and I'm about a third of the way there. So let me know how you thought I did and let me know which of those issues are your favorites. Thanks again.